Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how I decorate my places in Lego Fortnite. I'm sure this has been done a million times, but I know it may be hard or difficult for some people to decorate or do things cohesively, and that's okay. It's fine, but I hope I can offer some inspiration when it comes to decorating your guys' Lego houses and places. So I'm going to show a quick little overview of everything that I've done to my first place. This is just one of my places. And then I will go on and show you in a plain build how I do it. So I'm just going to go really quick and run through. This is the bathroom. I feel like everything's pretty cohesive, pretty well done, and you only have limited supplies, so I feel like it is a little more difficult than normal to decorate. But yeah, this is what I've done with the place. Pretty cohesive in my opinion. And yeah, if you want to watch how I do my process and how I decorate and how it goes, there's going to be two versions. It's going to be a fast version and a slow version. Then please stay and watch. I'm going to show you guys with a plain build. This is the current build that I am working on right now. It's not going to be the same exact log cabin, but it's still the same process that I do for every build and house and so on. So I'm going to show you the plain build that I made. I just added on, yes, it's in the water, so there will be water coming through. Don't mind it. This is our little porch. I think I'm going to make it bigger, but for now, I'm just going to show you how I decorate the inside. And for some reason in this biome that I'm in right here, it is literally always storming and raining. So while we're doing this, excuse the whole thing. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get started. My idea is that we're gonna make this the living room. This, I want to make the porch a bit bigger, but we're not gonna do that right now. This plans on being the restroom. This plans on to be like a little nook area with like books and stuff. Like a little library, if that makes any sense. Bedroom. So I've already started the bedroom process just by adding the two beds. And yeah, so this build is a lot smaller than the other build. It's obviously one story, so it's a lot smaller to work with. So I feel like it'll be a bit easier to start with. And yeah, let's add some filler items. Okay, so I'm thinking that we do the TV right here. No, I'm sorry. Let's see. We could do a TV, but the TV I feel like would have to be there. And then it would kind of be just looking in over here in the hallway, which is a little awkward. Or maybe we could do the couch mid walk right here with some chairs on the other side and then TV right there. Or we could just do the couch right here and have the TV over here, but then it's a little awkward because there's a big window in it. So I wanted this build to have a lot of windows, so it is a little bit awkward. So we might not even add a TV, but let's start. We're gonna start with the couch. This is giving beach vibes, so we're gonna need wool and wood. I'm thinking we'll do this sofa because it matches the stripes. So yeah, we'll do that. So we're gonna need wool and wood fabric. For the rest, I'm not gonna talk because I'm gonna voice over because I want to do a fast version for y'all, and so you can do a ASMR fast version. But ready, go.
Okay, so I do kind of want to explain here and there on how to decorate because I know it may be a little bit difficult for some to decorate. But to include fillers, like to make it so it doesn't look tacky, I would just say things that you don't necessarily think they would go, put them there. Like, for example, for a counter, for I say like a fancier counter, I would say there'd be a counter in front of you and behind you, usually when you think of a counter, right? So that's why I put like the main one in front and then a small little one in the back. And then for the dining room, I put it off to the side because we only had minimal room to put it in. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. Now I'm on to the front doorway and an entryway. I put a little seat there with a table, and then later on I do add more decorations. But you know how there's two tabs in Lego Fortnite? there's like the main tab where it's like the main furniture, so it's like chairs, countertops, tables and all that. I'll start with every single one of those, lights, everything. I'll put those down, and then I'll go back in the decorations tab up top next to that furniture tab, and I'll just go in and add a bunch of decorations. Now, there are a lot of silly decorations, but that's kind of how I fill up that empty space. That shelf up there, you can see it's a little tacky. These little portraits a little are tacky because they don't show anything as well. So put that in there. Throw it in there. It makes it more cohesive. It makes it more like a space filled up. And then right here, I actually changed the fridge. I didn't like it, so I moved it. But now it looks better. And then they had teacups, individual books. Just place them everywhere. That's how you're gonna make everything look cohesive and really like lived in, like a little Lego house. So yeah. Now I move on to this little nook section, which I actually added on to this house. It's not a part of the build. It's a little bit difficult to do add-ons just because, at least for me, it is, because I don't know how that stupid roofing works. But I ended up figuring it out, and I did a little nook, and I added this little nook area. Now it's a little bit difficult because I don't know if you can see, it's like a little, I don't know if the word is right, but an octagon shape. And so most of this furniture did not fit in there. So I did have to work with what I had, which it didn't turn out too bad. Like right here, I kept freaking breaking this shelf and then putting it back because it wouldn't sit against the wall correctly. But it's okay, some items are gonna do that. What I did to kind of take away that further space was I put the shelf up and then I put a tiny little shelf blocking the side of it to make it look like it was intentional. So I'll show you right here. And then all I did was add books everywhere to really take up more space and put in those little fillers so it looked even more like it was purposely done that way. And then for some reason the rug you do have to put them down first, but it's in the decorations tab, so I do forget, and then I have to break the item and put it back on there again. But it actually turned out really well. The walls are slightly discolored, but it's okay because guess what? I'm covering with books. And this is a little like library book nook section. So, add as many books as you can, just place them randomly everywhere, and it makes it look really nice actually. So, you'll see right here. Now I'm going on to the bedroom area. I don't know if you can tell right here, but everything is not even. And honestly, I think it is how I set up the wall. But that little, like, I forgot when it sticks out, but in the top corner is like a little corner that sticks out and gets in the way when I was trying to make the wall. So everything ended up being crooked, but you can't really tell once you place everything. Like I said, it's supposed to be like lived in, it's supposed to look lived in. So it really didn't matter to me. Now, if you are super particular about having everything even, you can just fix the wall. But like I said, this was an add-on, so I ended up moving that wall to make this room bigger and the hallway quite small. Actually, there was no hallway at all. It was just room, room, room. But I added that hallway to give us more privacy and more of an actual bedroom rather than just having it all open space. So like I said, this build was something that I made on my or added on my own. It is the little house. I forgot what the name is, but I added this wall and then that little nook in the end to really make it feel like a little home. There's not really much to say about the bathroom portion. It's really such a small space. I wish there were more decorations and Lego, like a mirror, for example. I think that would be nice. But like I said, I'm working with what I got. There's limited space, limited decorations, which I think I did pretty well for this little portion. So I'm not mad about it. It's just a typical bathroom. A potted plant would not fit here. Sometimes items don't work, and sometimes it is a glitch. So if you back out and then re-click the item again, it'll set up as a green, those green lines. So you just really gotta exit and go back in. Lego is having a ton of glitches right now, so it's understandable. And then right here, I actually added onto this porch, and I don't think it was a porch; it was a garage. It was a house with a garage, I'm pretty sure. But I ended up removing that garage and adding a doorway, and then building a little porch And because everything is built, or I'm building it, things aren't going to be proportioned. So I couldn't find a fence that really fits exactly and perfectly. So I had to like rebuild and take it back, break it, and then put it back up again.
Okay.
But it was no biggie. And looking nice. But you just do got to be careful that if you do have creatures that are going to come and fight you around your build, because this isn't an actual build, it was going to fall apart really easily. So I just recommend you being careful not to, because this is survival that I'm playing. So be careful when you're in survival doing this, because you could potentially ruin the build that you took very fat minute to do, or spent a lot of time on. So just be careful. But yeah, and also it does take a longer if you are in survival to do all this. So I would recommend definitely patience. Don't expect on your first, as soon as you enter in survival, that you're going to have all these decorations or have every item unlocked. It does take time to unlock everything. And I've had this freaking biome, this world open for like, I think 4 years or however long Lego Fortnite has been around. We've had this. So that is why everything is unlocked and I'm able to decorate. Even now, I still don't have everything unlocked, like the salty region, salty. I forgot the name. Anyways, I don't have those things unlocked, but we're unlocking them right now. So we're gonna have another build video coming soon. But yeah, and then out here I do the porch really quickly. Nothing too special, just to give more homey vibes. And then yeah.
Okay, guys, and that is it. All in all, that took me about, what, 1 hour and 36 minutes. This is the front of the house. And then you walk in into a little scoop, and this is finished product. Living room, dining room, kitchen. Tried to fit it all. Like I said, we had a smaller space, so I had to work with what I got. Go in here and go out to the porch. We added a little telescope. All that. And then the bathroom, did that too. And then our little nook area, which I really love. Really, really love it. And that is the finished, oh, I'm sorry, the bedroom. The finished completed thing. I love it. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to give this video a comment, a like, and don't forget to subscribe down below. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Thank you guys.